I'm going to bring it up, Neil. I'm going to bring it up just once.
Here we go.
It's your fault, Harry. I could live my Saturdays without having to look at any more information up, but you're the one who introduced me to Chris Chan.
I fucking knew that was coming. I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud that I've introduced you to Chris Chan.
And you know what? This is almost prophetic, you being on the show, because it was just last week he made his return.
Indeed, yes, the prodigal son has returned. It's been a great point of bonding for me and my girlfriend, who's a huge fan of the Chan, and she was with me She stayed with me from May until just literally a few days ago. She went back. She's from Atlanta in America, and it was so lovely that in the last couple of days, finally we get Chris Chan and we can watch some Chris Chan together before she goes, overseas home. So even though it's in this slightly new perverted kind of his new guise, his new form, even though he's evolved into a new, more dangerous kind of Pokemon, it's pretty cool to have him back.
Yeah, the Tom Girl form.
Yeah. Do 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 do. That's the Pokemon evolving music.
Yeah, it's just so weird. Like I said, I just knew nothing about him, and then I'm like, who is this guy that's always in Harry's videos? It's like an Easter egg.
I can't help it. I mean, it's kind of, I look like I'm trying super hard to kind of do a knowing wink to the kind of people on 4chan or stuff. I really am obsessed with him. I go and I check his Sonichu.com, which is kind of the wiki about Chris Chan and his weird life.
We do too.
Yeah, I check it if not daily, every couple of hours.
Yeah, the old and I actually have like compared notes and stuff like that, and it's almost like a theology discussion.
There must be more written about the incredible detail that people have gone into to observe him and write about him. There's more about Chris Chan than George Washington or someone. There's so much information about him out there, which is just other people don't have. Robert Pattinson or Justin Bieber, these huge heartthrobs, don't have wikis with 1,000 articles about their pet cats and the places that they like to go and eat and what kind of shirts they've worn on different days. It's insane.
The classic.
That's exactly what I was telling Ben. I was like, there are moments in history that are not covered as well as this guy.
That's because he volunteers this information. He volunteers it. 99% of the material on his wiki is stuff he volunteered to the trolls.
Yeah, a friend of mine called Jeff, I kind of turned him on to Chris Chan too, and he's always just saying if you wrote this and showed it to someone, they would just say you're trying too hard. This is bullshit. Everything he does, and make sure you don't give away your address on the internet. And if you want to contact me, my address is blah blah blah. And it's just comic goofball behavior that if you were to write the script, someone would just give it back to you and say, this is too much. It's just the way he'll.
For half a year, Neil thought that it was like a cough manny, and until I showed him one video that convinced him otherwise.
You showed me the
one who was a little kid?
Yeah, from 1993. Yeah. I was like, no, this is the worst video ever because it proves that he's real.
Yeah. There's any of the kind of videos of him out in the real world where it's this kind of blurry Bigfoot-esque footage of him moving around in the background always gets to me. There's one of him going to some town meeting, and you think he sat at the back of the hall, he's not speaking, he's not at the podium, some dude's talking at the front. You think okay, I can see Chris Chan's little balding head there at the back, but I don't think he's gonna get involved in this video in any way. And then just halfway through, they mention that he's made some kind of, they patronize him by mentioning the fact that he's made some sign, and he just starts screaming about something that no one can hear, and it's immediately it's a Chris Chan video, even though it had nothing to do with him. It's gone, from 0 to 60. It's just wow.
What's your favorite saga, Harry?
The sagas, actually, I have to be honest. I don't really like it when other people get involved. I kind of want it to be a pure Chris Chan experience. Any time there's some boy pretending to be a girl, or like they're making him do something that he doesn't want to do, I kind of think it kind of grates on me a little bit. I don't want to see him crying or in pain or anything. I just like him when he's talking about fucking Sonitude. Like, that's perfect. That's all I need. He's like, I think probably my favorite, I can't say my favorite saga, but my favorite video is, he actually did a group of videos where it's a business presentation to show to potential business partners who would like to buy or invest in the Sonitude franchise. And it's just like something like if the Little Rascals had to put on a business presentation, where they got these it's so childish and naive and kind of cute. And he opens with, "Hello there, business people."
Neil, what's your favorite saga, Neil?
I'm not sure anymore because I thought the Liquid Chris saga was pretty good. Then I started listening to some of the phone calls, and those are just plain mean. But I do think it's funny that he's so worried about all of his copyrights on Sonitude, which he could never defend, and yet all the gold is in everything else he does. He's got so many things that he could trademark and copyright that's just him, that he could sell and make tons of money, and he's worried about the stupid hedgehog Pokemon.
This is the thing, like
he could take all his internet videos that exist right now, put them on a DVD, and he could be a millionaire tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, I think he should. Okay, we're talking about what Christian would do. He would never follow our advice. It would make too much sense. But if he began a channel on Blip, like people, like the Angry Video Game Nerd and the Nostalgia Critic, and all these people that make Blip videos that have little pre-roll adverts that make them a bit of cash that play before the video. If he did that and did just like a daily rambling and update, like he would make so much money. Yes. He would be able to just like he'd be able to buy a better home for himself and his parents. He'd be able to achieve his kind of dream that he has of being a responsible adult figure, even though he's kind of trapped in this little boy's world. But I just, he doesn't have the get up and go to do that. He just wants to, dress as a woman and film himself like fighting cuddly toys.
Yeah, and then it's just so ridiculous and amazing, and it eats up like half of my free time now.
The thing that always is a little bit tragic is I think that if, I would never have believed this person could exist, but the fact that they do makes me think there are probably more people out there like that maybe don't speak English or that don't have access to the internet and can't document their behavior. But
there is a guy in the United States, in Washington State, I believe, that is an adult baby who gets a welfare check, and his health care person gets welfare check as well, and he said that if the government takes away his welfare check, he'll kill himself.
Wow. Yeah.
So they exist.
Yeah.
Way to bring the conversation down.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm just saying that there. I went to high school and I knew two people that were almost as bad as Chris. So I could believe it. Neil took some convincing.
Yeah.
God bless the internet though for bringing all these people together.
Yeah, and I just think it's just really funny that he's like trying to extort his trolls from dropping docs and stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, enough about Chris. Oh my goodness! Wow,
any of the people that are listening to this podcast and don't know what Christian is, they were so fucked for the last 10 minutes. Like, what are we talking about?
And then they're gonna look it up.
We mentioned him in passing once.
Okay.
But wow, like I said, it's almost prophetic that we're doing the show with Harry now, when just 1 week ago, Christian made his return. Wow, and you do a pretty good job with singing as well, Harry. I loved your rendition of the Skyrim theme.
Thank you. My neighbor didn't, but after the 50th take of me screaming, but yeah, I love singing, and I will do a lot more music in the future. It's something that I've always really enjoyed doing, but I do worry that I'm in a position now where if I do anything slightly serious musically and put it on my YouTube channel, people just will be so turned off by it. If it doesn't have Chris Chan or a video game in it. Thanks.
Well,
yeah.
I saw you sneak in his license plate in that Skyrim video, though.
Oh yeah. I was fighting to not do something more in your face than that, and it still takes up like a quarter of the screen for half of the animation.
So you're a pretty big video gamer too, huh?